Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be working these 0 to 3 month little baby booties that match our Cuddly Clusters Layette set. Now obviously you don't have to make this specifically for the Layette set. You can make these however you want to, whatever color you want. These are for a 0 to 3 month. They fit my mannequin and my 0 to 3 month doll. They both fit into Granimal baby clothes from Walmart. And where did my tape measure go? Oh, there it is. The sole of the booty measures about 3 inches. So right there to right there. The second little dash past 3 inches. That is how long mine measures, and I used Bernat Baby Sport, which is a 3-weight, and this is from Walmart, and I used a 4mm crochet hook to make these. Now for this tutorial, for the purposes of this tutorial, I used a 5mm crochet hook and some 4-weight scrap yarn and came up with this one. Now this measures, didn't mean to do that. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I get it on there just right. Almost 4.5 inches. So that's, I would say that's closer to a 9 to 12 month size. But the only reason I used the materials for these was for tutorial purposes, because it is about impossible to see white in my tutorial. So I used some scrap yarn and a 5mm crochet hook, scrap 4-weight, and 5mm crochet hook to come up with this larger size. So I gotta stuff with toilet paper so they keep their shape. So get your yarn, get your hook. I definitely recommend a stitch marker and then a needle to weave in your ends. So let's see what, one more little thing I want to mention before we get started. And I don't say this in the tutorial, so if you just skipped through all this and you have no idea why this is going on so long, then if you email me and ask me, I'm not going to answer because it's in the tutorial. But anyway, sorry. The little hole right there, I don't say this in the tutorial, but when we get started and get a slip knot on our hook, go ahead and start with a little bit longer tail, and then we use that tail to sew up that hole a little bit right there. Now in my smaller ones, I didn't do that, and it's not that big of a difference, but if it's bothersome to you, then I would go ahead and just start with a longer tail. So then you can use that tail to weave in the around that hole. And I do show you in the video how to do that. I just don't mention the long tail, which I should have. But all right, that is it. Get your guys' supplies together and let's get started. All right, so to get started, we are going to get a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to start with a chain of 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, now we're going to work 3 single crochet into the second chain from our hook. So not this one, but right here, we're going to work 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you want, you can go ahead and mark the first single crochet. One, 2, 3. And now we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. Half double crochet into the next. Double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and the next is 4. All right, so into the last chain, we're going to work 7 double crochet, and as we are working the 7 double crochet into that last chain, we're going to rotate our work like this, and then we're going to come down this side. So go right into that last chain, and I'm going to work over my tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more is 7. So now you can see we're on the opposite side of our chain. I don't know what keeps happening. Okay, sorry about that. My video is going all wonky and I couldn't figure out what was happening. Okay, so now we are on the opposite side of our chain. So we are going to now look for the bottom of our double crochets from this side. So let me grab my needle. So this double, this double, this double. When we rotate, all we're going to do is look for the legs of this double, of the next double, well, I shouldn't say just double crochets, into the next stitches, and that's going to be where we're going to work our remaining stitches. And I am going to work over my tail. So we're going to double crochet into the next 4 remaining loops of the chain. So I'm going to come down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that's part of the 7. So I'm going to come to the next and set my hook right where those legs are and push through. And that catches the remaining loops of the beginning chain. So there's 1. Here's the next for 2. Here's the next for 3. And the next is 4. Okay. Now we are going to half double crochet into the next. So find the next right there. Half double. I'm going to go ahead and drop my tail. And now we're going to single crochet into the last 3. So 1, 2, and then right there is 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to come right into this very first chain, the same one that we worked the 3 single into the very beginning of this row, and we're going to work 2 single crochet right back in there. So the big hole right there. 1, 2. Okay, so now if you take your tail there is a train going through that is making everything in my house shake. Okay, so sorry about that. You actually don't have a tail. This tail is from the other end. We are going to now slip stitch to the first single crochet. and chain 1. So that is the end of round 1, and for round 2 we are going to double crochet into the very same single that we just slip stitched into. Double. And now we're going to double crochet increase into the next 2. So the double crochet increase, that's 2 doubles into 1. So that's 1. And we're going to increase into the next. Oop, oop, oop. Well, come on. There we go. And since we're working double crochets, you don't have to mark your first stitch. I mean, it's pretty obvious where the first double is, but I'm going to go ahead and just mark it anyway, just because I've got my stitch marker set in here. All right. Now we are going to double crochet into the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Get some slack. Now we're going to double crochet increase into the next 7. So that means 2 doubles into the next 7 stitches, okay? So 1. So I'm going to count increase. So that's 1 increase. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And the last increase is 7. Ah. Okay, so now we're going to double crochet into the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Well, for Pete's sake. 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more for 8. All right. We're going to double crochet increase into the next. So again, that's 2 doubles into 1. And now into the last stitch right here. And I know this looks a little confusing, but where'd my needle go? Oh, it's right there. What we have right here is the last stitch, and then we have the slip stitch to end the round, the chain 1, and then our first double crochet. So although it does look like there's another stitch to work into right here, that's actually not. That's our slip stitch, and then here's our chain 1. Okay, so if I can get a hold of my hook, into the last stitch we're going to work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and one more in there is 3. So you can see a little bit better. Here's our slip stitch. That bar right there, there's our slip stitch. There's our chain 1, and here's our first double. okay? So at the end of round 2, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 stitches. Now, I actually did not put that in my pattern. 40 stitches. Okay. Now, to end round 2, we are going to slip stitch to that first double crochet. Right there. And we're going to chain 1. Now to start round 3, we're going to half double crochet right back into that double crochet that we slip stitched into. So right in there. And now I am going to mark that. I don't know why. I'd like to say I'm not a beginner crocheter, but I'm not like the end all be all with everything to know about crochet. But I will admit the one thing that I wish I could better do is identify the top of a half double crochet. I don't know why, but that is so hard for me. So I am going to mark that with my stitch marker. You guys let me know if you in the comments if you're the same. Half double crochets are the biggest pain in the butt to me, and working a stitch after like a chain 4 or a chain 5, working a yarn over stitch, so like a half double, a double, treble, what have you, that is hard for me too. I don't know why. Okay, so anyway, so for round 3, we are going to work 1 half double crochet into each of our stitches all the way around, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and work that off camera because I kind of feel like you guys don't want to sit and watch me work all these half doubles. So I'm going to get mine done. You go ahead and get yours done, and we will meet in the middle. How's that? I'll be right back. Okay, so I have made that all the way around, and I wanted to come back because once again, I don't want you guys to get lost in no, I shouldn't say lost. I apologize. I didn't mean that you guys would get lost. I mean that I don't want you to get confused at this end right here. So I thought I better come back to show you right here. I worked the second to last half double into the second to last stitch. Right here, that's our last double. Then we have our slip stitch, our chain 1, and right here's our first half double. So once again, I know it looks like there's a stitch right there, but I promise it's, well, technically it is a stitch, but you know what I mean. I don't want you to think that's another stitch we need to work into. That is just the slip stitch, okay? And then our chain 1 and our half double. So into this last double crochet, I'm going to work my last half double. And then to end round 3, forgot where we were at. I'm going to come over here and slip stitch to the top of our first half double crochet. Right in there. And chain 1. And now we are going to move on to round 4. And round 4, it's easy round again. All we're going to do is work 1 single crochet into each of the stitches all the way around. So we're going to go right back into that half double with a slip stitch, or I'm sorry, slip stitch, single crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and find my stitch marker and mark that. So again, work 1 single crochet into each of those half doubles all the way around. And I will get mine done off camera and I'll be right back. Ah, that did not feel right. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have worked that around. I have 1 more half double to go into. My slip stitch, my chain 1, my first single. So I'm going to go into that last half double with a single slip stitch to the first, right in there. And chain 1. So now you can see that your little baby booty starting to come up off, up the side of the shoe like this. Come up like this. So you can see the difference between, this is a 3-weight 4mm crochet hook, and this is a 4-weight, a pretty hefty 4-weight 5mm crochet hook. Big difference. Alrighty, so if you want to, you can go ahead and weave in this end, and then if you want, you can use this end to kind of weave in this little hole. I am going to go ahead and do that and show you how I do that. So I'm going to get this on my needle, and then I'm going to take it through the legs of these singles. I should have told you at the beginning to make sure your tail was long enough so you could weave this in, but I mean, it's not a huge deal. Plus, you can always just use an extra strand. And all I'm doing is taking it around this little hole. Like, get off there. Right around like that. Ah, didn't mean to do that. Come through here, and I'm just going to go right around this edge. Just like that. And then pull that, and then I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to go right through the strands of the yarn. Okay, and now we can cut. And it closes up that hole a little bit. So there you go. All right, we just finished, what was that, round 4? So for round 5, we're gonna start our decrease work. So I'm gonna get back on my little booty here. Actually, before I do that, I wanna wipe my hook. That drives me nuts, and I know it drives you guys nuts whenever my hook squeaks, and I try so hard for that not to happen. Alrighty. So for round 5, whoa. This is a brand new shirt. I did not see that. Okay, for round 5, we're gonna single crochet into the very first single crochet, so the same one we just slip stitched into. We're gonna go right in there. There, that looks better. Go right in there with a single crochet, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark it so I don't get lost. Okay, so now we're gonna single crochet into the next 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, now we're going to half double crochet into the next. Just like that. And now we're going to double crochet decrease 9 times. So a double crochet decrease is worked over 2 stitches. So we're going to be working over the next 18 stitches. So a double crochet decrease, for those of you that don't know, you yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you should have 3 loops left on your hook, and you yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay? So that is what we're going to repeat 8 more times. And I like to work my decreases on the tight side so it doesn't leave a hole in the tip of your booty. Okay? So I'm going to go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that was 2. I'm not going to say every step that I'm doing. If you guys need a little extra help, you can rewind or slow the video down. That was 2. So here's 3. There's 4. There's 5. 6. 7. Now remember, like I said, I like to work these tight so we don't have any gaps in the toe of our little booty. I completely lost count. I don't remember how many I had. Just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 2 more. Eight. And 1 more. And 9. So there's our 9 decrease, and if you look, it starts making that cute little toe. Okay, so that was 9 decreases. Now we are going to half double crochet into the next stitch. So right into that next single, half double crochet, and we are going to single crochet in what should be the remaining 10 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, I split it. And the last single crochet right there is 10. Good deal. So if you look, here is our slip stitch, here's our single crochet, and our first single. What did I just say? Right there is the slip stitch. That's the sidebar of our slip stitch. Here's our chain 1, and here's our first single crochet. I have no idea. Did I call that a single crochet? I'm sorry. Anyway, all right. So that is the end of round 5, and you should have, let's count, because I did not. I have to tell you guys, I put makeup on today, and I haven't worn makeup in quite a while, and I kind of got a little bit in my eye, and it has just made my eyes watery, my nose stuffy, so I sound like I'm all stuffed up. Oy. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 stitches at the end of round 5. 31. All right, so to move on to round 6, we're going to slip stitch. Slip stitched, focus, slip stitch to your first single. Chain 1, and we're going to single crochet right back into the single that we just slip stitched into, right back in there with a single, and then mark that. All right, now we're going to single into the next 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, one more, 11. So we should have 12 single crochet right here, right along here. All right, now we're gonna, oh, I'm so sorry, I just bumped my camera. We're gonna half double crochet into the next. And now we're gonna double crochet decrease 4 times. So once again, I like to work these tight so there's no holes in the toe of the booty. We're gonna go in, one, oh, excuse me. 2, I forgot to yarn over. Oh, for Pete's sake, what am I doing? Ugh. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. That is 1, 2, 3, one more for the 4th. All right, so that was, let's see, right there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we are going to half double crochet into the next. And we're gonna single crochet into the last 9 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last one right there is 9. So there is our slip stitch, chain 1, and our first single. All right, so that's the end of round 6. We're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet to end round 6. And to move on to round 7, we're going to chain 1. And we're going to single crochet right back into the same single crochet. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 11. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, half double crochet into the next. And we are going to double crochet decrease 2 times. So 1 and 2. Half double crochet into the next. And now we're going to single crochet into the last 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's our slip stitch, our chain 1, and our first single. All right, so now go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet. Now chain 1, pull up a loop and cut, because we are going to start. Is this not the cutest little booty? We are going to start the little cuff part. So I am not going to weave in this end yet, only because I want to be able to use this as an identifier of where I need to attach my new color, okay? So I'm going to pause for just a second and I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom and top off my coffee. Well, get hot coffee. Okay, anyway, so get a slip knot on your hook. Make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. And we are going to attach right back into the same single crochet that we slip stitched into. So if you pull, you can see where the top of that single crochet is right there. We're going to go right, well, okay, sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom and then get me some hot coffee. All right, so let's get our new color and get a slip knot on our hook. And as always, make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. We are going to go right into the same single crochet that we fastened off in, to end of the purple or your previous color. See the slip stitch? We're going to go right into that same single crochet and slip stitch. And chain 1. I'm going to pull that tail tight to tighten down that chain 1. And now we're going to single crochet increase right back in there. So we're going to go right in there with 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The cat hair. Okay, now we're going to single crochet increase into the next. So that's 2 singles into 1. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Okay, so now we're going to single crochet into the next 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, we are going to increase into the next. So 2 single crochets into the next. And now we single crochet into the last 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you should have 28 single crochets. Ah. All right, so I'm going to stop and double count to make sure I got 28, because it's very important this round you have 28 single crochets. If you're off by 1, like let's say you have 1 too many, you can work a single crochet decrease over 2 stitches, or just don't work, don't work an increase in one of the spots that we did. And if you have too few, work another increase. But this round, we have to have 28 single crochets. So there's our chain 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Good deal. So you can Go ahead and weave in these tails if you want to. I'm actually just going to tuck mine in there and I'll weave those in later. We are going to go ahead and go on to round 9. So we're going to slip stitch to that very first single crochet. And chain 1 and go right back in there again with a single crochet. And now I'm going to mark that so I don't lose that single crochet. And we are going to start the beginning 4 double crochet cluster round. So a couple of things, I'm untangling a knot in my yarn. A couple of things I want to talk about. So for a 4 double crochet cluster, what is that? Basically what that is the beginning of 4 double crochets all closed in at the top together, which that makes it a cluster. So that the beginning of 4 double crochets is what makes it a 4 double crochet cluster. So a normal 4 double crochet cluster looks like this. So you have the beginning of 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets all closed at the top, and that's what makes the 4 double crochet cluster. So for this round, we are going to be working the beginning 4 double crochet cluster. The only thing, and it's this round only, it's not any other round of our little baby booty, this round only, the first 2 parts, the first 2 beginning double crochets is worked into 1 single, and then the next 2 are worked into the next 2 singles. And that is what's going to help keep, so like if we worked the 4 double crochet cluster, 1 double crochet into each single crochet, the top of this booty would be huge, right? Because we'd have so many more extra stitches. So if we just work the beginning into 1 stitch, 1, 2 double crochet into 1 stitch, 3 and 4 into, the next 2 stitches, it keeps it from being real huge. So that's my explanation why it is what it is. All right, so we single crocheted right back into the very first single crochet. We are going to start our cluster by chaining 3. And 1, 2, 3. If you are following along with this whole baby set that I'm making, the little hat, the booties, and the cardigan, all 3 of those, I say in the tutorial that I like to work the chain 3 a little tighter than I normally would, just because that keeps the holes, that keeps the gaps between the stitches from being too big. So just like everything else, work your chain 3 tight. The only part of this set that we don't work the chain 3 tight on is the baby blanket. Okay, so work your tight chain 3, and we're going to yarn over, go into the next single crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 double crochet of our set of 4, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, go right back into that same single crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 of our 4. We have 3 loops on our hook, and now number 3 is going to go into the next single, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 4 loops, yarn over, go into the next single, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That is 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, and chain 1. And that's our 4 double crochet cluster. Beginning cluster. All right, so now we single crochet into that next single. Come on now. Okay, so now we chain 3. Remember, I like to work that tight. And now we're going to work that the beginning 4 double crochet cluster again. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Go right back into the same single, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Into the next single, and into the next. That's 4 doubles, beginning doubles, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1, single crochet into the next, single crochet, chain 3, and start that cluster over again into the next single, 1, 2, 1 and 2 are in the same single, into the next with 3, and into the next with 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1, single crochet into the next single, chain 3. Remember, I like mine to be tight. 1 and 2 into the same single, 3 into the next, and 4 into the next. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. All right, I'm getting a kink in my shoulder. I gotta adjust. Oh. Okay. All right, we're gonna come down and single crochet into the next single, chain 3, the first double into the next single, second double into the same single, third into the next single crochet, and the fourth into the next single. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. Chain, what was that? I accidentally caught a strand. That's all right. All right, so that was a chain 1. So we're going to come down, single crochet into the next single, chain 3, yarn over, go into the next single with the first double, the second, yarn over, the third is into the next, the fourth is into the next, 5 loops on our hook, close that 4 double crochet cluster by pulling through all 5, chain 1, single crochet into the next, chain 3, trying to not catch that stitch marker. All right, 1 and 2 into the next single, 3 into the next single, and 4th into the last single crochet, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. And that is the end of round 9. I didn't mean to do that. There. Cute. That was my heater kicking on. Okay, so now we just worked that little beginning, so we have 2 more rounds to work in the our secondary color, which mine's just the contrasting instead of the white, and then finish with the main color, which mine's back to the purple. So the next 3 rounds are exactly the same. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The last round is not exactly the same because we changed color, but I'm going to be right here with you throughout the rest of this. I will say, since I am going to be with you guys throughout the rest of the booty, I will be working the 4 double crochet cluster a little faster, which this time is actually worked all around those chain 3s. So we're not working into stitches anymore, so it can go a little quicker. All right, so we are going to come down and slip stitch to that first single crochet right there. And turn. We're not going to chain 1 or do anything. All we're going to do is come over to the top of this cluster. See the long V right there? If you look, you can see, so I'm going to come back just a tad. See how tiny that the top of that stitch is? The top of this one, which is a little wonky because I caught a piece of that. But if you look right there, see how big the top of that is? That is the top of the 4 double crochet clusters that we're going to work in throughout the rest of the top of this booty, okay? So if you ever have a hard time finding that, let me pull this up and show you. If you look at the top of your stitches, so when we're learning to crochet, we learn that the top of our stitches are in the shape of V's, right? Well, if you look, you see how you've got little, 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 big, little, 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 big. The big ones are the top of the clusters that we're going to work in throughout the rest of the top of the booty. Okay, let me get back on my hook. Okay, so we just slip stitch and turn. Don't chain one or anything. But what we're going to do is, if you get a hold of this very first cluster and you look, find the top of it, find the big V. We're going to go right in there with a single crochet. And that's the new beginning of our round. So go ahead and mark that. And now we start our cluster, chain 3. Remember, working your chain 3 tight. And now we're going to come down and work our 4 double crochet cluster right around that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. Grab that the next cluster, find the top of it. Remember, it's the bigger V. We're going to go right in there. Oh, we're going to go right in there with a single crochet, chain 3, and cluster 4 double crochet cluster around the chain 3. 3 and 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. Grab that next cluster, turn, find the big V, go right in there. Why can I not do that? Go right in there with a single crochet. I think it's because I moved my camera and now I feel a little off now. All right, so we work the tight chain 3, come down, and around that chain 3, work the 4 double crochet cluster. 3 and 4. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. Grab that next cluster, find the big V at the top, and we're going to single crochet right in there. If I can do it without messing it up. There we go. Okay, work your tight chain 3. Get me some slack. And the good thing about this, the cuff of this booty, let's say, you know, the baby has a little chunky leg, you can always pull on that, on the cuff, to get that to, you know, loosen these stitches up, and it'll be looser on the baby's calf. I want to say so bad the little fat leg, but I don't want to be rude or anybody be upset, but in my mind I'm thinking a little fat baby leg that you want to kiss and hug and squeeze. Okay, so now we're going to work the 4 double crochet cluster around the chain 3, and I'm going to stop talking. 3, one more for 4, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, chain 1. Grab that next cluster, turn it, look for that big old V, go right in there with a single, chain 3. I have a cat hair. Okay. And work the 4 double crochet cluster around the chain 3. That's 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, chain 1. Grab that next cluster. Look for the big V at the top. Single crochet, chain 3, 4 double crochet cluster around that chain 3. There's 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, chain 1. Grab that next cluster, turn it, find that big V. I can do this. I can do this. Did it. All right, chain 3, and then around the last chain 3, we are going to work the 4 double crochet cluster. 2, 3. Come on now. 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on your hook, chain 1. And now I want to stop and apologize because at the last round I should have told you how many clusters we have, and I didn't. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clusters. So that first round of clusters, you should have 7. This is round 10, and you should have 7. 7 clusters. Okay, so we are going to work one more round in this color. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker and I'm going to go right back into that single crochet and slip stitch and turn. Don't chain one or anything. Now this very first cluster right here, grab it, turn it, find that big V, go right in there, and we're going to single crochet. And that's our new beginning. So go ahead and mark that. And to start, we chain 3. Around that chain 3 space, we work our 4 double crochet cluster. 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, chain 1. Grab that next cluster, turn it, find that big V, go in there, single crochet. Work your tight chain 3, come down, around the chain 3, work your 4 double crochet cluster. So I think you guys have got this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm actually not going to leave. I'm going to stay with you guys and work and talk as I go. Grab that next cluster, find that big V, go in there, single crochet. I just about slip stitched. So I do want to tell you guys that if you've noticed throughout this tutorial, actually throughout this series, there's a white, 3, 4, there's a white line across my pointer fingernail. One day, no, it was actually 2. So let me start that over. Every evening I take a handful of vitamins, and I don't mean a handful as in like I take a whole bunch of vitamins. I just take zinc, vitamin C, and then a women's one a day. I take that every night along with one other essential medicine that I have to take. Anyway, 2 nights in a row I didn't take those vitamins because I forgot. And the 3rd day I woke up and I had that white line. It was down here, right? But I'm assuming that was like my body's way of saying, hey, you know, you need to take your vitamins. So that's why I have that odd little white line. 2, 3. I didn't know if I'm sure you guys have probably noticed. 4. But I wanted to explain that's why that white line is there, is because I forgot to take my vitamins. That's happened to me one other time, and I asked the doctor about it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's because you didn't take your vitamins. It's like, all right. Why is it only on one nail and not all of them? But I'm not complaining. Chain 1. I got a knot. Okay. So grab that cluster, turn it, find that big V, go in there, single, chain 3, work your last cluster. 2, 3, and 4. Pull through 5 loops, chain 1. All right, now we're going to come down and slip stitch to that first single crochet that we have marked. And this time we're going to chain 1 and pull up a loop and cut, because we're going to work the last round in a different color. So now this last round, the back of the clusters need to be to the outside of the booty. So basically we're working the same second round of our clusters. Well, when we work that round, we work with the inside of it facing this way. So you need to turn your booty so that the I'm trying so hard not to crack up from saying turn your booty. Turn it so that the cuff is facing like this. So the last round of cluster that we just worked, the back is facing us. And what you're going to do is take your other color, which mine is purple, get a slip knot on your hook, And we are going to go not into here, but into that very next cluster. Go right into the top of it. So find your big V. And we're going to slip stitch, chain 1. I'm going to pull that tail tight and go right back in there with a single crochet. And that is our new beginning. So you don't have to mark it. I mean, you can see it, but I'm going to go ahead and just mark mine. All right, now we just work the row as normal. Chain 3, cluster around our chain 3. 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1, get that next cluster, find the big V, single crochet around there. 2, 3, 1. Okay, so I'm gonna go, I think you guys can handle this. I'm gonna go ahead and get mine done off camera. I have got like a bad kink in my neck from the way I'm sitting to film, and I've got to adjust. It's hurting. Okay, so I'm going to finish my last round off camera, and I will come back when I get all the way around, and we're right before we slip stitch, okay, to the first single crochet. All right, I will be right back. Okay, so I worked that all the way around. Still have my 7 clusters. So now I work that cluster, chain 1. So we're going to come over here to the first single, come down and slip stitch right in there, chain 1, pull up a loop and cut, and we are done with our little booty. Yay! How cute is that? It looks like a cowboy boot, and I did not intend for that to look like a cowboy boot, but it does. At least to me anyway. That's what I see as a little, well, I mean, don't pay attention to the little wrinkle in it, but it looks like a little cowboy boot. So get your ends weaved in, and then, you know, do this all over again for the second booty. Look at the difference in that. Okay, guys, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. If you are wanting to make the matching hat, cardigan, little baby afghan that matches this whole set, all the links to that will be in the description box. So check out down there. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't, because I'm telling you guys, I've got all kinds of stuff coming for 2024. And I'm super excited. So definitely subscribe. Turn on all those notifications, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about this little baby booty or this tutorial. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.